We have reached the great crossroads. Humanity is awakening. And all of you that have played your part in standing up to the censors, standing up to the bullies, and spreading the word are at the heart of this new renaissance. That's why, for myself and the entire InfoWars crew, I want to salute you all for what you've done in the information war and what you've also done on the streets peacefully. And why I'm asking you now more than ever to redouble your efforts, because victory is within sight.
We had just a couple of days ago, actually it was June 25th through July 5th, we had the National Education Association, the NEA, the teachers organization, with its annual meeting, and they approved 159 new business items, as reported by New American. One of the most radical proposals would promote the LGBTQ agenda, and they would use NEA funds to promote solidarity with labor unions, to oppose deportations of illegal aliens, and requirements that educators provide information about the immigration status of students. They would deliver an ultimatum to Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos, demanding her resignation if she does not respond to the satisfaction of the NEA governance. They say they want a countrywide, and statewide moratorium on new charter school authorizations. What is it that they have a problem with it? Well, primarily, they have a problem with the LGBTQ restrooms and other issues that they want to foist upon our children. That is the real issue. Do they care about our children? They say that they want our children to be free, to have dignity, that they want them to accept the values of the United Nations as reflected in the values of the NEA. But understand this. They came out this last week, and this is something we've seen for quite some time. Science magazine said, if you want to stop global warming, have fewer children. That's what they think of our children. They want to get rid of them. And I remember I was in London in 2001 with my children. They were young at the time. We were in the London Children's Museum, and they were playing a loop about Gaia, the Gaia theory, saying that the Earth is a living organism. And as part of that, they see you and your children as a virus that needs to be eliminated. So here's what this organization said. We carried this story yesterday at Infowars.com. Recycling and using public transit are all fine and good if you want to reduce your carbon footprint, but to truly make a difference, you got to have fewer children. That's the conclusion of a new study in which researchers look at 39 peer-reviewed papers and government reports and web-based programs. So they all agree we've got to get rid of the people. And that was the key issue that was part of the papal encyclical on the climate. One of his advisors was a man who said, we have to reduce the world's population. John Schellenhuber, that the Pope put on his Pontifical Academy of Sciences that helped him to write his environmental treatise, had told a conference in 2009, he said, hey, we're going to see the Earth's temperature rise by about 5 degrees Celsius unless you do what I tell you to do. And he said, we'll be devastated, but in a cynical way, it'll be a triumph because it will cause a mass reduction in population that maybe we can't get to otherwise. We can get below 1 billion people. And so what he's talking about here, folks, is he's talking about greater than an 85% reduction in population. And when they're honest, they want to get it far less than 1 billion people. And so what is his proposal? Again, it comes back to world government. Just as we saw the United Nations wants to control your kids, they also want to kill your kids. And how are they going to do it? Well, according to Schellenhuber, who has written this encyclical with the Pope, he says, actually wrote it for him. He and 3 other scientists wrote it for him. They want a global democratic society. They want a global council. They want an Earth constitution. They want a planetary court. And things like this UN Convention on Children's Rights is a big part of it. Meanwhile, today, Climate Depot reports that Al Gore was in Australia, and he stopped, members of the audience were physically stopped from recording his speech. And there's a good reason for that, folks, the stuff that he was saying. He was talking about issues like the abolition of slavery and likened that to stopping global warming. He said, yeah, this is for social causes. And he sang the praises, Climate Depot says, of fossil fuels during his speech. He said, must we change? We've had tremendous benefits from our reliance on fossil fuels. Poverty has declined. Living standards have increased, and we still depend on them for more than 80% of the world's energy. So must we change? And he said emphatically, yes, we have to stop carbon dioxide. And then puts up slides showing bad weather, flood, typhoons, every kind of natural disaster. And of course, they're all because of carbon dioxide, what we breathe out, what animals and humans have been breathing out all the time. And of course, their solution for this is to shut us down. And past climate confabs, we've had Mark Morano at Climate Depot talk to these people, and they said, even if we didn't have this, we would still be pushing for these same reforms, because that is what we really want. That's our solution. That is our social justice solution for the world. It's simply a beer to stop this. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's it for the InfoWars Nightly News. Join us again tomorrow night at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for the InfoWars Nightly News.
We're selling a product, DNA Force, that is the very best nutraceutical that we can produce. Dr. Group, you took years for you to develop DNA Force for us.
It's been something that I've been working on for a long time, Alex, because I think it's very, very important. What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying.
We chose the PQQ because it has over 175 different clinical trials. It's one of the most effective substances in the world. It works like an antioxidant. It works to repair nerve growth factor.
So this is a formula to deliver the maximum amount. It's in powder form.
We have so many 5-star reviews. I take this. This is the product that I take.
InfoWarsLife.com, and the profit we make, we fight the globals. We fight the New World Order. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.